off because this is going to be a shorter call because of the corporate call at 6 our time.
And we are live recording.
Let's go. Awesome.
So we're going to go through getting started, how to really launch your business. And Kim and I, like I said, we've been doing this for many, many years. And Kim and I have learned how to launch your business slow and painful. And we've learned how to launch our businesses fast and simple that creates momentum. And so we're going to be kind of to the point of just sharing with you what it really takes to get off to a fast start, okay? Because I'm going to share with you this, okay? Just so you guys, before we even start with the game plan, understand this, that the launch strategy and the system behind it and the plan is really, it's so unbelievably simple that most of your new people are going to question that it really works. And they will, I promise you, not only will they question it sometimes in the very beginning, because especially if they come from a highly corporate background, a high level of high school education or college education, or if they've come from traditional business or sales for sure, it's not going to make sense to everybody. And that's why people in our industry, please, this could be the most important thing you've ever heard one of the most important things. That's why it starts off very simple, the launch plan, but in many different leaders in our teams and other teams throughout all our entire business model, not just within Savvy, tend to over-explain and over-complicate what it really takes to get started. And they keep adding more. So people that come from other backgrounds or maybe you do this, you want to keep adding to the system of Savvy and adding more training and adding more how-tos and adding and adding and adding. So people get so pregnant, they can't move. Or another analogy is they're sitting at they're sitting at your meal dinner table and they get so full that they don't have any room to do anything else. They're just stuffed and they get slow and lethargic. So they definitely aren't going to eat your dessert. And trust me, I have tried it both ways. Kim and I am probably one of the most stubborn people my first 10 years in this industry. And I didn't even realize how stubborn, uncoachable, and I'm going to say for me, egotistical I was, because I wanted to over professionalize this industry and I wanted to make it like something that's never been done before. And I wanted to speak well, and I wanted the system to be amazing, and I wanted the presentations to be the best in the world. And I wanted everything to be like dialed in because I wanted to protect my ego, because I didn't want to look bad in front of my friends and family. And I wanted to win so bad that I put so much emphasis on the company, my upline, the system, the comp plan, the presentations, all the different pieces of the system. It had to be so dialed in. And at the end of the day, there's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as a perfect system. But I'm going to tell you this, the system at Savvy is not on trial. The system that we've already created in less than 90 days has proven to go from 13 people that Kim referred to the Savvy Life Facebook group that turned into well over 1,000 people, 600,000 in sales the last 2 months. Last month alone was over 300,000 in sales. And Kim reached the top rank, what's it called, Baby Cakes? Senior executive, which is 100,000 in commissionable volume. And she's almost going to hit that again the second month in a row and far surpass that already. It's just the way that things are growing is the momentum, the simplicity. And we get a really big snapshot of seeing what's not working in Savvy, the people that are not working it really well, and the people that are bogged down with just processes and learning and figuring out and the people that are just like so blindly positive and simple and focused and doing the same thing over and over. And I promise you without a shadow of a doubt, those of you that are watching this right now, those of you that watch this and learn how, if you come from a corporate background, if you come from a sales background, if you come from a traditional background, if you come from even a professional network marketing, if you come from building teams, I promise that the process is not just, and by the way, I'd love to take credit. Kim and I would love to take credit for this perfect process. It's 25 years of pulling from what really works 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, and 5 minutes ago. I get to interview the top millionaires in not just Savvy, but as a coach in a profession in my career. I'm a consultant and coach to hundreds of different network marketing companies in our business model. So I get to really see what works. And what I'm about to show you is what I would tell you is the most proven way to start your business. So let's dive in right now. With that said, and let's go ahead and rock and roll with that system, okay? Because again, this part is so simple. All of you can do it. So what do? Let's talk about the logistics of the plan, your plan, and the logistics of the system right now, what you need to do. All right, you ready? Number one, and there's it's 3 steps, 3 major steps. Now in every system, the best systems in the world, when it comes to this kind of business model, are usually 2 to maybe 4 steps. Now, are there other pieces or steps? Of course. But what I'm about to tell you is if you master these 3 extremely well, you can look better than the most talented team builders in the world. In fact, I'm going to say one more thing about this before I jump in. Okay? Keep you in suspense 1 more minute. We're finding with the Savvy system, the people that have never done this industry before, that just have the blind faith to do it, are the ones that are succeeding just as much or more than some of the seasoned professionals that come from our background, that come from this industry. For the first time ever, because of this process, it's an even playing field for the professionals and the newbies. But the thing you have to have is you got to keep it simple. You got to keep it focused, and you got to keep the main thing, the main thing. And I'm going to share with you that main thing. So number 1 of 3, invite people. Number 2, and I'm going to break that down in a minute. So number 1 is invite people. Number 2, you invite them to a message. There's many different ways that you can message them to a presentation. So number 1 is you invite. Number 2 is you share a message, or call it a presentation, or I call it a process to explain the Savvy product and the Savvy business. That's number 2. So invite, number 1, share a presentation, number 2, and number 3 is follow up and enroll. And follow up, just so you know, is like breathing. You don't have to think of it as a step. It's just something you have to do or you'll die, okay? Like breathing. Breathing, follow up. It's the same thing, okay? If you think about, it's obviously not the same thing, but it's pretty dang close when it comes to surviving in your business. So I don't mention follow up as it's an individual step. It's just something you have to do, like walking, like breathing, like living, like eating, okay? So number 1, you invite people to a message and you enroll them. That's it. And let me just share with you, that sounds so simple. My first 10 years, I would teach you, here's the wrong way to launch. And I promise you, traditional business people and salespeople and really analytical people, or people that have a tremendous amount of fear coming into this, they always think more is better. Meaning they want to teach on the comp plan day 1. They want to teach on structuring day 1. They want to teach on how to download the app and how to retail the product and how to explain that. They want to teach you how to invoice people. And I can just keep going on and on and on and on and on. And Kim and I, we learned the hard way. And when we said we're tired of being burnt out, we want to help our team do the number 1 thing that this system does. The number 1 thing that makes this different than corporate America, franchising, that makes it different than real estate investing, traditional job, or any other business model in the world. We seek one thing here. And that one thing that you want to seek, this one thing gives you freedom. This one thing gives you massive momentum. This one thing makes it look like we're better than we really are, in a sense, because we have so much residual income and freedom type income that other business models don't have. And that one thing that we seek, that you want to seek, is, anybody have an idea what that is by any chance? Go ahead and type it in the chat real quick if you think you know what that is. As you're typing, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you real quick. It is duplication. You are a duplicator. You're not a savvy salesman. You're not as the men would call it, a yoga pants salesperson or an active wear clothing person. You don't have to be a fitness guru. You don't have, because there's going to be 2 different type of people that join your Savvy business, just so you know. And let me just preface this getting started training is for those of you that want to make the most amount of money in the shortest term and also long-term stable income. I just want to preface that, because I'm going to share with you the 80% of the people that join you They may say they want to earn substantial income and big income and residual income, but a lot of them, 80% of them will end up just saying, hey, I just want to sell the product. Hey, I just want to retail it. And that's okay. We'll have lots of training on retailing the product, lots of training on how to use the apps and all the different aspects of that. Today's mindset for this launch is the fastest way to get to 6 figures and beyond, the fastest way to get to 1,000 in a month and beyond, or whatever your goal is, okay? So I want to preface that as well. And the key to everything you do now, and it might be a switch, you are a business developer now. Again, because you may say, well, how do I enroll men? Or how do I enroll women who necessarily aren't fit or aren't into fitness clothing? Or to me, and I'm just going to tell you my mindset, I'm not a product of the Savvy product, but I'm a man. And I want to preface this because many of you are not men, right? You're all women, most of you. The thing that I look for is, what is the best vehicle in American business today and soon to be global? What's the best vehicle that creates a wide open door? So when you message someone on social media or you call a friend or text a friend, the door swings open because of our vehicle. And the vehicle that I'm talking about is not CBD. Not that that's bad. It's not another collagen product. It's not another amazing skincare product. And none of those are bad. They're all incredible. Kim and I are customers and we built big businesses around those different products. It's not travel. It's a vehicle that happens to be clothing and athletic clothing. And why is that important to understand? When I say our product is, our vehicle is so unique right now in the marketplace because it opens the door. The percentages of people that you will reach out to is better than anything I've seen in years, like many years. So again, it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna be interested, just so you know, but the vehicle is really powerful, whether you're approaching men and or women. So be careful not to prejudge and only look for the Holly O'Briens of the world, who are the poster child for this, right? Or Christy Belliston, or even Kim Challen. Obviously that market is thriving. So I'm not saying avoid it either. It's thriving, but just keep in mind that I don't look at the fit people only. I'm just looking for the right partners when I'm building a business, okay? Because this vehicle of Savvy right now in the marketplace as of 2020, when you're watching this, is the best vehicle for opening the door to your prospects and your warm market and people you care about, number one. Number two, it is the number one product I've ever seen of people that they're open to checking it out. And then once they check it out, the rate in which they say, I'm interested, I have more questions, or I'm ready to enroll. Again, I'm not saying everybody's gonna say yes. It doesn't work that way. No business vehicle or product works that way, but it's working better than anything I've ever seen here. But it doesn't mean that's gonna work perfectly for everybody in your team. And I'll share where it breaks down just so you understand as well. Okay, so that's the logistics. And let me walk you through a couple of checklist things that you have. In fact, I'm going to show my computer here real quick. So if you guys would look at your computer screen, if you can, and I'm going to share my screen and kind of share with you our home base. The way you get to home base, and most of you have already been there, is to go to savvyrising.com. And I'm going to show you that here in a few minutes. But I'm going to pull up Savvy Rising, which will automatically take you to Savvypreneur Rising Facebook group. And trust me, everything's gonna sync up name-wise here pretty soon. But you don't have to worry about all these websites. I'm gonna show you where you can get all of that here in a few minutes. But the way you get to you take your prospects to this is to go to this website right here, www, which you don't have to type in anymore, and it's savvyrising.com. So when someone says, I'm interested in joining your business, what do I do? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Someone says, I'm enrolled. They enrolled at either a $4.99 or $1,000 pack or whatever pack they enroll with, okay? You want them to go to savvyrising.com, and it will take them right here. And most of you have already done this. I'm going to go ahead and fill it out real quick, okay? And then there's a little welcome there from Kim that kind of walks them through. Everything's turnkey. And we're at the very basic, simple version of this getting started training, but your new team member will go here okay, submit their information. And then if they're logged into Facebook, it'll automatically direct them. It'll automatically direct them to join the Savvypreneur Facebook group, Savvypreneur Rising Facebook group, okay? So let me go to that website again. It's going real slow just because I'm on Zoom. But let me go here and share with you some interesting, I'm going a little bit deep with something right now, but let me show you something really fun real quick. I'm going back to savvyrising.com right here, savvyrising.com, and I pulled up the wrong website, I spell rising, right there. I got it. Thank you, honey. Super spelling impaired. Now, I want you guys to understand something. Kim and I spend about $2,000 to $4,000 a month, not to mention all the staff and employees. And I'm not talking savvy. We're not corporate savvy. We're independent businesspreneurs like you, savvypreneurs. We have no corporate interest, no extra commission structure. But when I say we have a staff, we have a coaching company that knows how to communicate to the masses and knows how to communicate like it's individual. So you're going to see that once you enroll on our team, particularly, we have an incredible communication system that costs $2,000 to $4,000 in technology and over $5,000 with just one employee alone. And what their job is to communicate and with your team. When they fill in this, we haven't done it yet, but we're going to be able to communicate via text so no one misses any calls. We also have obviously an email system when they fill out their email. And when they click this button to confirm, it goes right here, which is an automated Facebook, what's called bot, right? Many of you got a reminder to be on this call today from an automated system through a Facebook automated system that messages your entire team that went through that onboarding process. Just so you know, you don't have to know any of this, nothing whatsoever. It just happens. What you need to get good at is inviting to the message and enroll, follow up and enroll, and then plug them into savvyrising.com. And that's the basics of what you want to do. Once they're in the Facebook group, okay, we're going to go to Savvy Rising right now. All right, I'm going to click on that. It says, see, it automatically says join the group. It walks them through it. And of course, they have to be logged in. Oh, it's forcing me to do it. Okay, fine. All right, so I'm going to go to Savvypreneur Rising, and that's our personal team with all of us collectively as a team, not corporate. And we're going to be changing the name to keep it a little bit simpler in the future. But Savvypreneur Rising is where you want to get all your information. And it'll automatically connect people into here. Now, where you want to direct people is right here under the units. Pretty soon there'll be a pinned post there, so they'll just go to that and it'll direct them there, so you won't have to. But for now, if they want to find anything or you want to find anything, just go to the units button right there. And then we have a few checklists that kind of helps you walk you through what to do, okay? So that checklist looks like this. I already have it pulled up. I'm going to pull it over here. So I'm going to go through the simple one first because it's all you really need. This is all you need to get started, okay? This is the 3-step map kind of laid out a little bit better. And if you're like me and you see a lot of words, it becomes, I hate to use the word, but a little overwhelming. Remember, whenever you're doing something new, even though this is simple and proven, anything new takes a little bit of a learning curve, okay, for all of you. So you could see right here, the first step is to invite people. Now, I'm going to scroll down here on this chart that all of you can print out right here. And it says a simple version of how to invite. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the first business Kim and I have ever done in 25 years of doing this for a full-time living. The first one, where we don't need a script book. Our old business that we built to 40,000 people had 40 scripts in it, right? I literally can just throw it in the trash right now. It's old school. If you have a script book that teaches you how to overcome all the objections, and you don't need that complicated of a script book anymore, at least for the initial invite. Okay, here's what Kim and I do. And I'm going to read it right now, the invite. Kim, and everybody says it's slightly different, but the key to the invite, and if you can hear this one thing, it can change. It can help you grow a lot faster. This is the part where it may seem too simple. It doesn't make sense, where you want to add your own information, add your own explanation. And this is the part that people get in trouble with. And it doesn't work as well most of the time, unless you have just beyond credibility with every person that you're connecting with, which is possible. But here's the simple version. I'm working on a new, so you could, and how you do this is by obviously face-to-face over the phone, or what a lot of people are doing right now is just doing it through social media with either someone they know or someone they don't know. And you can go in here and find someone, put them on your resource list of people that you want to partner with as savvypreneurs, and find someone. Here's Tara Lisa Trainer and Karen Poston. And I would just click on Karen right here. Karen's a friend of ours from the past. And, oh, is our internet down?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Holly, okay, I see Holly moving. Okay, so I would click on this and I would hit my audio message and I would say, hey, Karen, hey, this is Tom. Hey, I don't know if you've heard, but Kim is launching a new project around active clothing. And I just want to see if it's cool, if you're open to taking a look at what we're doing from a business perspective. And is it cool if I add you to a Facebook group? That's what I say. Kim's script on here is slightly different. She says, hey, can you jump on a quick call? What's better? You pick, right? If you want to, getting someone on the phone is a higher ratio of engagement or inviting. It's a higher ratio of the 3-step map. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't do it as much that way. Kim does, I don't. Kim likes I'll call it a little bit more old school. So if you're talking to someone that's maybe 30 and above or 28 and above, getting them on the phone is not a big deal. And it's still not a big deal if they're 25, and 20. But for me, what I like to do is get them right into the Facebook group and follow the process that way. Okay. So you could choose how you want to do it. What works, both ways work. If you are doing it in the cold market, meaning you don't know the person extremely well on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever, and and again, this is more of a warm market approach. For the cold market approach, and honey, what are some of the things people are saying in the cold market? And I don't know if there's anybody here in the cold market like Lisa, but I'll just share with you what I've been hearing and what I do in the cold market. Chris, I see Christy on here too. Hey, Rockstar. Now I'm really nervous. Christy's crushing it. Christy did like $80,000 of volume last month. So what I do for the cold market is I will find something genuinely unique about a person or interesting. And I want to connect with people that I'm like-minded with, people that are maybe a little bit in shape, or people that are either Christians or like-minded with Kim and I, or that have kids, or that are athletic or adventurous or mountain biking, or something unique, entrepreneurial, something unique that I find in someone. And I'll say something like, hey, I'll add him as a friend. Now, the old way that Kim and I used to do it, and this is good to understand, is we would want to court them, build a rapport, connect on social media for a little while, build the rapport, get the trust factor up, get to know them a little bit, get them to know us a little bit, kind of build a little bit of a relationship over the next few days or few weeks. And then we'd come around sooner or later and say, hey, by the way, I couldn't help but notice you said you were interested or whatever on social media. That was kind of the older approach. But remember, I talked about savvy being such a wild, simple door opener. Look, you don't want to stalk people. You don't want to spam people. But if you come across the right way, and that's the key word, and I'm going to tell you straight up, some of you will and some of you won't. But if you're not getting results with this, that's the thing you got to tweak. What most people are doing successfully is just saying, hey, I'll literally add someone as a friend right away. And I'll say, hey, the reason why I wanted to connect with you, I noticed that you are really into CrossFit or really into mountain biking or really into whatever. And I wanted to just share something with you because my wife and I launched a side project around athletic clothing and athletic fitness line. And I just want to see, is it cool if you're open to taking a look at what we're doing? And is it cool if I add you to a Facebook group? And I know this sounds crazy. I know Christy and Lisa Van Horn, who has over 40-some thousand new volume, customer volume this month already. She met most of her savvypreneurs like Amy White, who's one of the fastest growing people in the entire company right now. Lisa reached out to Amy. Lisa did not know Amy. They were on Instagram together. That's it. She reached out to Amy. Amy got involved, and Amy has just been tearing it up right now, building one of the biggest teams in the entire company right now, along with Christy and along with Angel and along with so many people that are reaching out to people. Anybody want to share really quickly? I don't know, I'm putting someone on the spot, but anybody want to share really quickly, if you can unmute, that process and how it's working for you, for all the new people? And again, I know I'm putting you on the spot. Unmute if you don't mind sharing really quick. I don't know who's on here. If not, I'm just going to keep rolling. Uh-oh, I see, yeah, I see. So, oh, Lisa, you are here. Lisa or Amy or Christy or anybody real quick want to share just how that's working really fast? Like less than a minute.
Lisa here.
Lisa, go for it really fast because I want to keep it somewhat tight today.
So you want to know what the process is that I'm doing?
Tell everybody what you're doing in the cold market real quick and what you're saying, kind of your theme.
Okay, so
and first off, tell everybody, you've been doing this for 10 years. This is the first time you've ever had this much success in business, right?
Correct. Correctamundo. It's crazy. And I'm more of an inverted type of person. I'm not as outgoing as Tom and Kim are. So I've had to overcome a lot of things, but this has been the most simplest, easiest process ever. And it's so simple. I'm going back and forth between Instagram and Facebook. And I'm basically saying, you know, the same thing that Tom is saying to his people. You know, I've started a fun, exciting project. I'm helping launch a new activewear line. If you're anything like me, I am living in my activewear every day. You know, is this something that you would be open to hearing more about? And that's pretty much it. And I'm getting great responses. People are like, yeah, tell me more. I totally live in my leggings, or I'm in my activewear 24/7, or, you know, whatever it may be. And then I'm adding them to the group. If they're on Instagram, I'll usually send them the first video, the overview video. And then if they want more information, I'll ask them, you know, hey, by any chance, are you active on Facebook? There's a private Facebook group I'd love to add you to. And they're like, yes or no. And then if it's no, then I'll usually try and I'll either send them another video or I'll get on the call with them and just kind of explain a little bit more over the phone with them.
Awesome. Boom. Boom. And we'll go into more training on this, but okay, one more quick question, Lisa, because I want to get it out, because there's a difference between going a good pace and then your best pace. I think when you first started, you were kind of going at a good pace of how many people you were inviting per day. And then you got more into what you really can do. What was the switch? Give me 30 seconds or so of what was the switch of just kind of sharing with a couple people a day compared to what you're doing now, which is 10 times more. How'd you get 10 times more per day in the same time frame? What happened?
Oh gosh, my confidence just built. My fear went away, knowing that this system was set up so simply. I didn't have to, you know, overthink anything. I just kind of went forward and did it. I started reaching out to about 20 people every day, and now I'm reaching out to almost 40 people or more a day. It's crazy. It's so simple, and each time it just has built my confidence. I go back and forth between doing voice messaging and actually like text messaging people. So I don't know. It's because the system is so simple. All the fear is taken out of it. I don't even know how to explain it.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. And we are so proud of you.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to walk you through the checklist very, very quickly. Now, remember, all you have to think about right now is just doing what I said is invite. Everything else below is an example of the follow-up process. That's all it is. And if you're not perfect at understanding the reminder and if they said this and this happened, don't worry about it. We'll walk through this later. I promise you, most people aren't even diligently organizing their follow-up. And one of the number one things my mentor taught me that was making millions of dollars a year, the number one way to grow fast in the beginning, and this is an incredibly vital ingredient that most people don't like. It's not natural, it's not normal, but if you embrace what I'm about to tell you, it grows the fastest. Are you ready? Learning how to let go, realize that this is an imperfect company and an imperfect system, and we're imperfect leaders, meaning it's never dialed in the way we always think it should be. It just doesn't. I tried to make it perfect for years, and I've realized it's a really good system, but it's not perfect. And realize this, here's the big thing I'm gonna share with you. Learn how to make a mess. Meaning you wanna have more people to talk to in a day. This is why it's important to learn how to get in a rhythm of how many people you're supposed to connect with, okay? So you invite people. Now we're inviting people to the message. The messaging system and process we're using what's called ATM, where you add people to the Facebook group. In fact, I'm gonna walk you through that really quickly. Where you wanna send your brand new prospects is set on Facebook. It's called Savvy Life. This is the most important. In fact, I'm almost to the point where if all you had to do, if you're overwhelmed, you're busy, if all you had to master right now, there's a million websites with Savvy right now, which is good and bad. There's a lot of different things to learn in Savvy, good and bad, right? And bad, not bad, but bad because it's just there's a lot out there right now because there's so many leaders and there's so many processes. But I promise you, if you lived and died by your foundation is Savvy Life on Facebook, okay? Savvy Life on Facebook, because this is the lifeblood of your business right now for brand new people looking at the product, but more importantly, the business pre-launch of where we're at right now. I was thinking about this today. If we did the activity that we did in December and January, and this month, February, and if you did what I'm about to tell you in March of 2020, April, May, June, July, for me, I'm just gonna tell you right now, Kim and I have hit the reset button, and what I'm about to do right now in our business, in our Savvy business, is we are gonna be in a pre-launch mindset for the rest of this year minimum. Meaning we wanna stay in that mindset of we're always growing, we're always duplicating, we're not tweaking things, we're not mastering how to do the business in gyms right now, at least for Kim and I. We're not going after influencers. We're not necessarily going at all these really fun, in the future gonna be really exciting niches for Kim and I. We're not learning how to launch in Canada right now because we're not in Canada. And I know a lot of people are doing a lot of different things. I promise you, well, I can almost guarantee you that the people that are gonna win the most are the ones that focus on one simple focus right now. And that's inviting people to Savvy Life, following up and enrolling them. And here's how you do it really fast. So you ask someone like I did with Karen, hey Karen, is it cool if I add you to some information that talks to you about active clothing, okay? And then she says yes. And then you go here and then you type in their name, okay? And if it doesn't show up, blame Zuckerberg, which is the Facebook guy. So I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna add Karen right there to the group. Okay, so you see I just added her. And then I would message her back real quick and I say, hey Karen, I just added you to the group. Let me know when you accepted the invite. That's the next step, okay? And I'll message her that. So I'm always communicating back and forth. And here's where this business becomes simple but not easy. It's not easy because you're dealing with humans. Humans, by nature, not all of them, many of them are, think of them like cats. It's like herding them, like herding cats. Your best of friends, people you like and trust, people you would think that said yes are gonna be like, oh yeah, they'll do it right away. This is the process. Every step of the process, there will be people that drag their feet, kick and scream, ghost you, don't respond to you right away. It doesn't necessarily mean they're not interested. I'm gonna tell you another hidden rule. What you think in your mind when you're new to this, what you think in your mind when you're new to this isn't what your new people are thinking. Like if you think, oh, I'm gonna lose all my friends, this is gonna be embarrassing if they all say no. No, that's not true. And if it is, you gotta really evaluate your friends that would really reject you if you share them a business, right? So think about that. So the number one death of why this doesn't, I hate to use that word, But if I don't share with you that where the landmine is, you won't understand what to expect. And expect that if you're dealing with people and that if their people are not, if your people aren't picking up the phone immediately and duplicating, you know they're getting into overthinking, over analyzing, over training, over systems, over processes, over organizing, over cleaning up their desk, over getting ready to get ready. Okay? Just realize this. You don't have to beat them up. You just love them. Timing is everything. Your new team members' timing, remember this, is never your timing. Now, they speak that they're motivated. They speak they want to go to the company trip in Utah. But when the rubber meets the road, fear got in the way, whatever get in the way. And just the reason why I'm telling you this is because the expectation is this. Not everybody's going to do something. But the cool thing is, and the most unbelievable blessing about this business model is, Lisa invited a lot of people. Lisa enrolled a good handful of people. But guess what? There's only a few names that I'm thinking about right now in Lisa's group. Tony. I'm thinking about, of course, Amy White, which is one of the strongest groups of people growing in the entire company right now. I can go through Christy's organization that referred Angel in the same thing. Christy referred a lot of people, or a handful of people, and I can think of a few people in her group. That's the way that it works. But here's the cool thing when it comes to duplication. Even though it's simple, even though this is the hottest business I've ever seen in a long time, even though it's duplicated, even though it's proven, even though the company's fixing, getting caught up with support and all the different bumps that we had during the pre-launch, the one thing to understand is no matter how good this is, no matter how simple this is, you have to expect that not everybody's going to duplicate and do what you think they can. But the one thing that you got to remember is what you're thinking. If it's not positive, or if it's a little bit negative, like, oh my gosh, my friends don't have 1,000. You can't prejudge that. Oh my gosh, my friend makes too much money. They're not going to be interested. Not true. Oh my gosh, my friend's so broke. They're going to be perfect. They might not be. So a lot of times what you're thinking, oh my gosh, my areas are saturated for Savvy. It's not true. It's not possible yet. But that will become an objection one day. Not possible. How do I know this? Unfortunately, but fortunately, I coach every day, all day, and I get the mindset of what people struggle with. So what you do, the steps are almost so simple, it doesn't make sense for some people, but it does work. If you keep it simple, you're going to win through that process, I promise. Okay, so you add them to Savvy Life. They said, sure, I've accepted it, Tom. Awesome. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect you to a few presentations. Now you see this unit button right there? You click that, you go to unit number 1, and everything you need to know right now, at least in the beginning stages, is right there. So there's just 1, 2, 3 videos, and you literally, it almost doesn't matter what video you send people to. I promise you, you don't have to get caught up. A short one, a long one, an old one, outdated information. I know this doesn't make sense, but I can explain why it doesn't make that much sense. But the videos that we have in there are proven to enroll over 1,000 people, and they're getting better every single week. So you click video number 1, and then you scroll to right here, and then you add, you click comment. It's like you're commenting, but what you want to do is, it's called tagging. You tag someone in here that you added, right? Now, Karen has not accepted yet, but if she did accept, it would be right there. And I would say, hey, Karen, watch this one first. Now, I know a lot of you get real creative in what you say. It's much better than me. I'm just kind of to the point a little bit. Maybe it's just being a guy or just being a little bit more direct. But everybody has different ways that they onboard or connect with people there. So you add them, you tag them right there, and then you scroll down to this amazing woman, one of the best communicators in the world, literally, is a savvypreneur just like Kim and I. She's part of our family, and I see Tammy commenting right now. Okay, so you do the same thing there. If they want to know more about the product, it's right there. If they want to know about one of the hottest trends, this is more kind of off the cuff I did in the car, but this is really good to send to people that are networkers or people that build teams before. You could send them there. You don't have to send them all. If you want to know, if someone says, well, how do I get started? Scroll down here This is specifically how to get started, okay? And how and why, by the way, how and why you want to come in and your new people want to come in, preferably at the $997 or the $1,000 all-in pack. Watch that video. I break down the psychology. I've been doing this for 25 years and I know the psychology works. Not everybody will understand it. Not everybody will like the psychology. You're going to get different personalities that don't understand, or it seems too unclear or over clear or whatever. This, you're just dealing with people. You're going to get a whole bunch of different objections and things that they say. Okay, just normal. If you want to see Christy's version, it's good to share. If they want to see both, it's really good. This is really good. I think she did this one at corporate, kind of breaks down more of the funness of what's in the packs from a product perspective. It has an incredible twist on how to explain the packs. This one just breaks down more of the business aspect and the psychology of why to come in at the top packs, okay? But most of the people, I think Christy and all the leaders bringing people, if you can, it's always best to come in at the top pack, okay? So that breaks it down. So this is what's called adding them to the Facebook group, tagging them by doing the comment thing, and then messaging them really fast. So you could do this on your phone, and then you just, if it's on your computer like it is for me right now, you click this button, okay? You add a group right here, and then you add the Karen, and based on their personality and maybe yours and the friendship that you have with them, support, and I know I'm spelling it wrong, I'm just gonna go fast on purpose. And then I would add Karen in here, and I would add the prospect's name in here. Let's say the prospect's name was Karen. I would go down and I would search Karen, and then I would hit create. And guess what I just did? I created I would add either all the uplines or a few of the upline, or if I have other friends in the company that can kind of tag team. This is a team sport. So you have other people. So if Karen says, hey, Tom, how does the comp plan work? That's when I might explain the comp plan. But I'll tell you what, I'll never explain the comp plan individually that much. I'll scroll down to one of the units. I'll pull up one of the information about comp plan, and we have a few versions in here right now, and many more versions will come. Corporate's coming out with a real high professional one. I do a lot of different breakdowns of the comp plan. This week, I'm doing a whole new one. I finally understand the comp plan. So I'll be breaking it down in detail for all the analytical people and all the detailed people that really want to know, how the comp plan works. But just please understand, you will maximize the comp plan if you keep enrolling, okay? There's some strategy that we'll share with you, but the computer automatically places to optimize. The key is enrolling people consistently. So let me go through the checklist here. Again, really quickly, we find out where's the checklist at right here. Okay, there we go. Pulling this back up right here. So, okay, so you connect, you share what I just shared, and it breaks it down here, and then you follow up and enroll them, okay? And by the way, how do you find all these charts? Oh, and real quick, for follow-up purposes, you can actually, I'll show you the next thing for follow-up purposes. Where is the, yeah, almost done. Oh, no, sorry, I'm sorry. Let me show you this real quick, and then I'll show you where to find this. Now, okay, I'm gonna just share this with you really quickly. I personally would not use this that much unless someone's like, well, how does this work? And where is this? And how do I find this? This is more of a secondary getting started thing, but it's good to at least know where it's at. So if you wanna know how to download the app, it's right here. If you wanna know how to connect to the corporate fan page, the corporate Facebook group, you wanna know where to log in to check your business stats, it's my team website right here. And it explains this. If you want to know about how to get customers and invoice customers, which by the way, I have no clue how to do, nor do I want to right now at least, because remember, all I want to focus on for Kim and I, okay? If you can not look at this for a quick second, because this can get you in busy mode, just looking at that. What Kim and I focus on is inviting people to the Facebook group, following up and enroll, okay? And if that's not working, let me just share with you what you need to do next. Get better at inviting with more confidence, get better at sharing and adding and tagging and messaging, and get better at following up and enrolling. And when things don't seem like they're working, get better at inviting, following up, and enrolling. And when you've enrolled 3 people, and let's say none of them go to work, none of them do anything, and Tom says the system's so duplicatable, but none of them went to work, what do? You go find another Amy, possibility, or a Christy, or another Holly, or another Lisa Van Horn by inviting, sharing a message, following up, and enrolling. I know that sounds overcomplicated, but that's it. Now, with that said, though, if you want to know where everything's at possible under the sun, it's right here. And again, think of it like this really fast. You know how your car, all I want to know how my car works is, where's the butt heater for Kim in the winter, right? Where's the butt heater? How do I turn the car on? How do I put my signals on? If it rains, where do I hit the, just basics, right? I just want to know the bottom line. I don't want to know what the engine does, and I don't want to know what this is kind of what everything is here, okay? And all the team stuff is right here. How to get people into the Facebook group. When you enroll someone new, you send them to Savvy Rising. That's a really important website. And we're going to combine many of these websites over the next week. So I'll redo this within a week or 2. But again, it's working and it's not broken right now. Even though there's a little bit extra websites, I want to try to compress it even more in the future. But it works. And then again, the ATM process again is a little bit more thorough in here for people that want it broke down a little bit more thorough. If you want to know how to sign up a Savvypreneur, do it right here. And when you're enrolling someone, I don't just throw my link at people. I don't just say, here's my link and here's my referral code. Kim and I take the time to walk them through. This is one of the things where we slow down, because if the company's not perfect right now, the technology needs to be updated, and it is. They're spending millions of dollars updating with the most techie company in the world. Right now, it's working fine, or let me say okay. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it doesn't work perfectly. So I walk people through it. So if they do have a challenge, I can help rectify it as best I can, or at least be there for them and not let the system do all of it. If you want to know how to download the app, which again, I'm not sure how to work that, but there's how you download the app for your customer acquisition program. Here's the calendar. We have a team calendar, which is right here. Again, it's team calendar is right here. It's all here. Team calendar right here. Okay. And then, so that's everything. Now where you find everything is right here. So you don't have to, you can go back and look at this later. Okay. Now where'd my Facebook page go? There we go. So under Savvy, I'm going to go back to the team site, which is Savvypreneur Rising right here. Okay. This is the team website only, not for prospects. You do not want to put prospects in this Savvypreneur Rising group. Okay. So under the units right here, if you scroll down, the video that you're watching here will be the #1 unit in the units right here under getting started. Okay. What you're watching right now. So the recording version of this will be there. And again, it's longer than normal. I tried. It's just, I want to make sure that you guys understand the kind of the dynamics of things, but it'll be right here. You can tag people to this video right now, and it'll work just fine for at least the basic psychology and what to do and how to do it. And then the checklist that you saw is right here. And this is the one. And if, again, technically I probably wouldn't even get this to people, but it's right here if they want to know all the details, which is the other checklist that I had for you right there. Okay. And that is it. And a couple of the really quick important tips of what you want to do here. Let me pull up some tips. Let me find them. Where is that? Oh, where's my computer screen? Give me a second here. Got so many things going here. Let me find it here. Launch. By the way, if there's any quick questions, I'll do my best to answer a question. I've got a few minutes, but I want to show you some tips on what to really focus on as we wrap this up here. Okay. Checklist. No. Where's my launch? Okay, I'm going to go into my drive and just go look. Oh, right here it is, right here. Perfect. All right. Can you guys see my screen still, Holly? Never mind, Holly's prospecting right now. Can you see my screen? What do you see on my screen here? Hang on one sec. It's coming up right now. Give me a thumbs up if the first Actually, this is only for my own notes, but I'm going to show you anyways. This is my notes. You guys can see my notes. All right. So number 1 is obviously the 3-step map. I already talked about that. Number 2 is keep it simple. Let the computer do the placing for you right now. Now, I know there's some advanced strategy, and technically to make 10,000 a month or $1 million a month, you need only 5 legs, 5 groups of people with volume is to maximize the compensation, okay? So in the beginning stages, you really only need 2 and 3 and 4 legs of volume of people to rank advance. It's really simple now. It's the simple, most proven way. They just switched a month ago. There's no other simple. I hear someone sound here. Let me mute someone real quick. Mute all. There we go. There's no other simpler way. There's no other simpler way to rank advance than what we have. So just let the computer, at least right now, and we'll have advanced strategies on how to place people under a family member and all those things. There's not even that feature available right now. So right now, the only option is simple. It's just let the computer system place people personally enrolled to you, okay? And we'll do some other training on structure and all that stuff later, but I promise you it will not hurt you right now to go a little bit wider in the beginning stages. Now, the first goal that you want to focus on, and I don't have the rank behind this, but you want to, a good goal your first month is 2,500 in volume if you're part-time or casual, or you want to ultimately build a big full-time business here. I would say the most important thing you can do is keep it really simple and do your best to get to 2,500 in what's called commissionable volume, or CV. That'll hit a certain rank in the company. And it also is the first step to go to the leadership retreat coming up the late spring, early summer in Utah with all of us people. We're going to have the most amazing, we're going to be at one of the most beautiful resorts in the world up in the mountains of Utah. And so you want to do whatever it takes to lock that in. And it doesn't take 90 days to do it. I expect everybody on my team, my goal, depending on what your goal is if you're really part-time, very, very part-time, and you have maybe 30 minutes a day, that's it, maybe an hour at the most, then a good goal is 2,500 in commissionable customer volume. And the fastest way to do that is with the business packs. You could do it through customers. It just will take a little bit longer, especially your first month. Now, ultimately, a really good goal is 5,000 in volume your first month, okay? And again, that's 5,000 of what's called commissionable volume. And for a power builder, and look, it's not even, I don't even want to use that word power builder, because I think Lisa did this. Lisa did it her second, for her first full month in the business of really working this thing. She did over 30,000 last month. Amy was a big part of that and blew it out as well. Christy did that. There's been a handful of people within their first 30, for sure 60 days that did over 10,000 of commissionable volume, right? I work with companies where it takes 6 months to a year to do that. The mindset here is it's so simple and so duplicatable. If there's a big if here, I promise that big if is if you don't try to reinvent your own wheel because you want to add to it or make it more professional than it needs to be. It works. I promise it's simple. Okay. If you don't get caught up in doing a bunch of different things, keep the main thing. And I promise you will have the best chance, no guarantee, of course, that you're going to duplicate like anybody else. But if you do the right things, it will work. And then the next thing here at C, I put here, I would focus like your life depended on it. If you know you want to make a significant full-time type residual based income here, focus on getting in the enroller bonus pool every single month. Now, there's no guarantee what will do that because it varies. You got to be in the top, I think, 10 or 20. But if you're enrolling at an average of 2 to 4 business builders a month, there's a really good probability you're going to make a commission check over 1,000, more like most likely. And again, I can't guarantee this. Your commission check will average well over 1,000 to be very conservative, more likely 2,000 or above, because you're making upfront bonus money. You're leading by example, which means they'll do the same thing and you'll make overrides on those when they do the same thing. You'll be in the enroller pool, very good chance. You'll be hitting rank advancements as long as you stay qualified for 2 months in a row. You'll hit rank advancement bonuses. And then, of course, you'll be in that enroller pool. So with all those different commission popping, you'll make, this commission structure with Savvy is so lucrative up front. But this is why you don't want to get caught up into mastering the app or mastering the comp plan or mastering all the clothing or waiting for everything. I promise you, the people that are growing the fastest are adding people to that Savvy Life group, following up and enrolling, okay? And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means that you're overthinking it, fear, or whatever is kicking into gear. Break that, start over, hit the reset button the next day, and launch the way that Kim and I are launching and so many other leaders are launching. And then here's the ultimate goal you want to do within 6 months or less. 6 months or less, okay? Kim did this her 3rd month in the business, really her 2nd full month, January last month. Kim did 100,000 of what's called commissionable volume and hit the rank of senior executive. When you maintain that rank, you will be in a founder's pool. The first 20 people that hit that are locked in for life. And as long as you maintain that, you're making a percentage like an owner of the company. And there's 20 slots available. And right now, I'm going to tell you, I believe there's only 2 people in the entire company that just hit that. Okay, there's one person that's been here for years. She's amazing, I heard. And then Kim just hit that. Christy is really close. I know Amy's close. I know Lisa's getting closer. So within the next month or 2 or 3, there'll be maybe 1 or 2 more. And then within the next month, there might be a few more. But you have about maybe, and again, I'm only guessing, a few months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, but most likely you got to do it within the first 6 months. And then that bonus is going away forever. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, I probably won't mention this in 3 months from now because it'll be getting closer to the people that are in right now or next month or the month after. This is why you don't want to get caught up into doing heavy retail. You don't want to get caught up into trying to figure out all these. You want to build territory. You want to find good people. You want to refer people to the system and plug them into training like this so you can get out of the way and find another person to bless. That's it. Okay? I got to take a breath. I'm going to check the group chat, see if there's any. I see the rock star, Christy Belston. All right. I know there's more that we can go over, but let me just start in less than 1 minute. I'm going to wrap up, okay, with the absolute most important thing. Are you ready? You need to spend however much time you're building Savvy. What? Huh? They're starting. Oh, they're starting. Oh, I got to go. Okay, I'll do it in 10 seconds. You ready? You need to invite, share, and enroll, and that's it. And get better at that. God bless you. Going on the corporate call right now. We're going to adjust the schedule in the future so we don't overlap. But go to the corporate call. Kim's going to be guest speaking on there right now. Sorry for the this one and then the next one. It's just the way it is right now. We're going to adjust that here in the future. All right. So I'm going to get off this. Go to the corporate Zoom. Hey, and remember, if you need information where that is, by the way, if you don't need information, go, take off, get on the next call. But let me share with you where that's at. If I could remember, if you want to find anything, just go to the Facebook group. And again, if you don't know where the corporate call's at, just go to Facebook, okay? Everything is going to be at your home base, which is Savvypreneur. And again, if you already know where the corporate call is, just go take off and get there. But remember, go to Savvy, and it's not loading, if you can imagine. It's loading slow. Savvypreneur. It's not loading, but go to Savvypreneur, click the unit, and you could see the corporate Facebook page in there. I believe it's Savvypreneur. It's Savvypreneur on Facebook, okay? It's right here, Savvypreneur. Savvypreneur is right there, 1,851 people. If you go in there, you could see the corporate call going right now. So click off of this Zoom, jump on that one, or jump right into the Facebook group. It's live. Right there, you can see Jen Ashby right there live in Savvy Preneurs, which is the corporate group. All right. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being this promise that won't be this long in the future. But have a blessed day and go crush it.